my god, guys. I'm engaged. I don't even know where to begin.
Can't believe it. We've got a roller coaster in there. Oh my god, this is insane. Wow. I have literally no clue what I'm doing here. Yum. Double rainbow. So this is what our room looks like as you walk in. Very basic, but oh, the bed looks so comfy. We've got a mini little kitchenette over here with a coffee machine, and they've even given us some pods, which is going to be really nice in the morning. And this is the bathroom. Okay, we got Chipotle for dinner, which I'm so excited about. Got some hot sauces. And then no matter where I go, I always get the bowl. Okay, good morning. Day one in Vegas. We're going to spend some time exploring the strip, going into some hotels, possibly doing a little bit of gambling in the casinos, and then we've got a show tonight. We're going to watch Absinthe, which should be really good.
Beautiful and sweet.
Got a roller coaster in there.
Hi, we put tickets through Ticketmaster. Did we pick them up here?
There we go. That one.
Alright, thank you.
This looks great.
Grab a drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy Absinthe! And I remembered everybody hates jugglers, but I signed a contract, so you guys get to watch a fucking juggling act. Give it up for Water on Mars! Into the jungle.
Anyway.
I won $24. Good morning. We are on day 2 in Vegas. Yesterday was actually so fun. We went around most of the hotels and the rest that we missed out we're going to do today. But I wanted to talk about Absinthe because it was such a good show. When I was looking at which shows to see, it was one of the top rated, and I can understand why. It was based in this little circus tent outside of Caesar's Palace. It was a lot smaller of a venue than I was actually expecting. It felt really intimate, and even though our seats were almost right at the back, we had such a good view. The entertainment was just incredible. It was funny, the acrobats were incredible, all of the performances were just so good, and it was definitely worth it, so I definitely recommend that. But yeah, like I said, today we're going to finish off the rest of the popular hotels, do a little bit more gambling maybe. It's really not my forte. Yesterday I think I spent like $50 and I won 24, so it's not really going in my favor, and I feel kind of anxious when I'm doing it because I don't feel like just throwing away money, and that's what it feels like I'm doing. So we may or may not try again today. Otherwise, we've got a $100 limit. We're not going above that. I'm not going to be getting addicted. If we lose it, we lose it. I'm in a very privileged position to be able to actually say that because it feels very wasteful. I'm not really keen on it, but at the same time, when I came to Vegas last time, I was like 12 or something, so I didn't get to do any of this kind of stuff, and it's not really something I would ever do again. So I mean, why not? It's about balance and having fun, so I think we'll do that today. And then this evening I really want to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I found out that they do a couple of gluten-free cheesecake options, which is extremely exciting for me because, like I said last time when I was here, I wasn't gluten-free, so I got to have one, and I just remember it being the most amazing cheesecake. So we're gonna do that tonight, have a nice little dinner out, and then we don't really have any other plans. I think tomorrow we're gonna go downtown and do Fremont Street, but I think we may have given ourselves a bit too much time in Vegas. There's not actually that much to do, especially if you don't want to spend hours gambling. Like, there's really not that much to do. I know tomorrow at the Paris Hotel they've got some free cabaret going on in the evening, so we may go watch that. But to be honest, plans are very much open for tomorrow, which is nice. We've been pretty much go the entire trip so far, so it's kind of nice to take a little step back and take our time, enjoy it, chill a little bit. That's pretty much where we're at right now, so I'm just going to finish getting ready and then we'll head out. I can't believe it. $46.50. I have literally no clue what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna take the win, I'm gonna cash it out, and that's me done. Please get 2 small iced lattes. Can I get one of them with just 1 pump of sugar-free caramel or vanilla?
We have sugar-free vanilla.
Perfect. Okay, good morning. It's now Monday. We've kind of been all over the place. So it's been a couple of days since I've actually picked up the camera. I feel like the last time I filmed an update was in Las Vegas, which honestly was so fun. I think I mentioned the last time I went to Vegas, I was 12 or 13. I didn't really get to experience Vegas the way it was supposed to be experienced. So I was really grateful to go back and actually have some fun. We did indeed do some gambling, and I think I mentioned we both had a $100 limit each. We were not going to go past that. And somehow through all of the losing and winning and losing and winning, I did manage to make a $2 profit. So I'm happy with that because I didn't actually lose any of my money. That's me done with that now. I'm not going to be doing that again. I kind of had no clue what I was doing, but it was really fun. It was a great experience. So then after Vegas, the next spot on our list was Yosemite, which is currently where we're at now. But on our drive here, we decided to stop through Death Valley, which was actually really cool. I didn't really know what to expect from it, but at the visitor center, they had this movie playing, which kind of went through the background of Death Valley, how it formed and why it's so significant, because as one of the hottest places on earth and the driest place on earth, it's really cool to understand how things still survive there. And just driving through, it was so vast, and visiting different spots, understanding the background of it just made everything so much cooler. I actually really enjoyed that. It was a lot of driving that day because, like I said, it's the hottest place on earth. When we were there, it was about 44 degrees C, which was insane. So we stayed in the car for the most part, got out of the different viewpoints, and then we headed over to Yosemite. And yesterday we had our first day in the park. It was surreal, honestly. Yosemite's another place that I have been to before with my parents, and again, I just think I was too young to appreciate it and actually enjoy it to its fullest extent. Yesterday we ended up going to the east side just because that was the direction we were coming from. Did a walk to an alpine lake, which was stunning, and I think because the east side is a little bit less popular, there was nobody there when we were doing that trail in the morning. Although I feel like it was very hard because we pretty much had to walk on a steep incline up a mountain and then on a steep decline down the mountain to get to the lake. There was no part of that walk that was really easy. It was definitely moderate to hard in my opinion. The end point was just stunning. It was so serene. We were literally the only ones there, so that was really a perfect way to start the day. And then we headed further towards the valley and we did the infamous mist trail to Vernal Falls. Now I do remember doing that with my parents. That walk is pretty hard as well, but again, it was stunning and the end point just made it so worth it. The falls are so beautiful, and I just am obsessed with the fact that when you're looking, because of the way the mist falls and where the sun is, you pretty much always see rainbows there. I just think it's so pretty and magical. It ended up being the perfect day, albeit pretty hard. So that brings us up to today. We're on day 2 in Yosemite. We've got a total of 3 days here. It's currently 10 a.m. We're having a little bit of a slower morning today because I really want to do a couple of walks, and one of those I want to be a sunset hike today. So we figured we'll start later, end later, maybe do some stargazing this evening, which gives us a little bit of time this morning to firstly do our laundry because we are so behind on that. We really needed to do that. So Harry's gone to do that while I have a couple of hours to edit, because that is also something I'm very behind on, and then we will get going with our day. God.
Oh my god, guys. I'm engaged. I don't even know where to begin. Yesterday was the best day of my entire life. I got engaged to my best friend in the whole world. I'm so happy. I'm so over the moon. I knew the proposal was going to come probably on this trip. I didn't know when, I didn't know how, and it was yesterday, the 23rd of June 2025, we got engaged. So I think I had actually talked about what our plans were yesterday. We knew we were going to have a late night, so we figured we would just have a chill morning and then go in to have a walk around the sequoias, and then we headed to Glacier Point and did a couple of walks there. Originally, when I had planned that itinerary, Harry was like, I want a hike up Sentinel Dome and I want it to be at sunset. That's my only request. And obviously I always take into account what he wants when I'm planning our days, but for the most part he lets me take the lead and I just try my best to make sure we haven't missed any of the good bits out. So that was my first hint. Like, he was very set on this specific plan. I was like, is that when he's planning on doing it? So I had messaged Sophie yesterday, like, I think it might be happening because today's the day that we're doing that walk that he wanted us to do. But after we did the sequoias, we got in the car and it literally started pouring down with rain, and I was like, how can we be this unlucky? We haven't had rain in ages. Every other day has been stunning for weeks, and on the day I feel like I'm getting engaged, it's raining. Luckily we had like an hour's drive from the sequoias to Glacier Point, and by the time we got there it stopped raining, but it was still kind of grey and cloudy. And I said to him, are you sure you want to do sunset today, because it's so grey, like, are we actually going to get a good sunset? And he was adamant. He was like, no, we're doing it. And I was like, okay. And he was being very positive about the whole thing. He was like, it's going to clear up, it's going to be great. And to be honest, because it had rained, I feel like that cleared a lot of people out of the park, because both of our walks were very serene. We barely bumped into anybody. The first one was Taft Point, which was a really nice walk, stunning views. We literally had the entire cliff top to ourselves. And then we went back down, and the trailhead for the Sentinel Dome walk is the same trailhead for Taft Point. So we had a quick break and then we pretty much just went straight away. It was such a nice walk. We were just chatting about random things, and we got to the top and it was bloody freezing. Neither of us had prepared really. I had changed into my leggings and my jumper, but he was still in shorts, and it was so windy up there because obviously you're on top of a dome. It was so exposed, and because the sun was setting, it was so cold. I was like, surely not. Surely he's not going to do it now, because we are both freezing. He had then put his hoodie on and his coat on, and we both looked kind of ridiculous, huddled on a rock at the top of this dome. The sunset ended up being really pretty, and I had set up my camera to get a nice little romantic shot of us watching the sunset. That was the other thing. Throughout the last couple of weeks, he's been getting me to set up my tripod and get shots of us together at random, very beautiful places. It was honestly perfect, and it was very us. Everything I could have possibly asked for. There were a couple of people near us that actually took photos, which was really nice, and she airdropped them to me afterwards. We do love a girl's girl. And then we sat there, enjoyed a little bit more of the sunset, and walked back down. And then we went stargazing, and actually the sky had cleared up by that point. The stars were incredible, and it ended up being the most perfect day. Honestly, I don't have anything else to say. It was perfect. And now it's Tuesday, it's 6:15. We were up so early. We're gonna be so tired today, but I have the most wholesome day planned for us. I saw this girl on TikTok a while ago talking about how her and her partner didn't tell anybody that they were engaged for the first 24 hours after it happened, just so they could kind of share that joy just between them, be in their little bubble for a day and then tell everybody. And I think that's such a nice idea. So that's what Harry and I are gonna do today. We've got about an hour's drive back into the park. We're gonna rent bikes and explore Yosemite Valley together. I've got a couple of walks and stuff planned, but for the most part it's gonna be a very wholesome bike riding day, and that's the kind of thing he loves, and I think it's gonna be so fun. But we are gonna head off now, and then tomorrow we are heading to Monterey for a couple of days to have kind of a bit of a chiller time. I will be calling my family. My mum is going to be overjoyed, and then obviously I'm gonna call Sophie properly. I also very much need to get my nails done because I got engaged with my nails looking like this. It's a very first world problem, and it's not something that I'm going to dwell on, but I would really like to take some nice pictures, and my nails look ridiculous. They actually lasted a really long time. Like, they're not chipped or anything, but they grew out so quickly, so they just don't look their best. So that's where we're at. Probably my most exciting update I have ever given. We're gonna head off now, hopefully get bikes. Apparently it's very competitive, which is why we are leaving so early. They open at 8, but apparently people start queuing at like 7. I think it's a bit unnecessary, but we're gonna go early to try and secure our bikes and get on with our day.
Almost 13 kilometers later, we finally made it to Yosemite Falls. Insane. Didn't know what to say.
Thank you.
He went to put on the ring and I said, please don't drop it.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
Oh.
I know, because we were like
We
on
were
top
both
of a mountain.
freezing. Our
Yeah, it was
hands were, like-
freezing up there.
Last night.
This was the day before yesterday.
Hang on, you waited 2 bloody days.
No, I waited 24 hours. I wanted the
We
first...
didn't tell anyone,
We
did
didn't
we?
tell anyone. I wanted the first 24 hours to be just for us.
This was Kieran's idea.
This was my idea. So we had our 24 hours in our bubble. Thank you. Yum. Good morning. It's day 2 in Monterey, but I think I'm going to kind of count it as day 1 because yesterday was so unbelievably chill. We had a lie-in, we did all of our calls to every single family member, which was incredibly wholesome. Everybody is obviously overjoyed for us, and it was just a really nice, chill morning, chatting with everybody, going through the engagement and everything that happened. And then we went on a bit of a coastal walk just to feel like we had done something with our day, but both of us were kind of exhausted, so we took it fairly slow. And today we're going to go to Carmel by the Sea and try and make a little bit more of our day. And this morning I got my nails done. They look so much better. I'm so happy with them, so I'm going to take some pictures today as well, and that is where we're at.
Slide right to stay on the beach.
Good morning. It's technically our last day in Monterey because we're heading to San Francisco this afternoon, but we got really unlucky with the weather here. It's been so cold and gloomy, and today's the first day that we're actually getting some nice weather here, so I really want to take advantage of that. We're going to do the 17-mile scenic drive today and probably, hopefully, make a few stops along the way, one of which being at the beach, because I would love to spend a couple of hours in the sun and actually enjoy Monterey in that way, because the coastline here is stunning. And like, I've loved doing all the coastal walks over the last couple of days. It's been amazing, especially because the weather hasn't been great. It's still a nice way to experience it, but I would love to just have a couple of hours at the beach. So that's the plan for today, and then we're going to drive to San Francisco.